Hello, chums, and welcome back. We got another mailbag for your ass.
Mailbag.
Yes. Hello, mes
Do we
amis.
have the theme tune?
We have
put the
new theme tunes this week.
Oh, wow.
People have sent in quite a few.
Wow.
Do you want to hear these,
Okay.
chaps?
Yes, of course. It's the intro.
Have you vetted these ones?
I have vetted these. I always vet them. All right.
Okay.
These are quite funny. This is. I'll pop the first one here in the channel. This is from MJ.
Michael Jackson?
Sadly not. This is just
Damn.
someone called MJ. So if we all press play at the same time, we can listen to it. It's only 10 seconds long. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Their packages are large. Their sacks are full. It's time for the Triforce Mailbag. Lick the stamp, bitch.
Right.
I like that. All spoken word.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Ending with lick the stamp, bitch.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold it till the end. I just immediately made me snort. It's okay. First
He
of all,
chortled.
it's got a little crackle on it. It's not the highest
It's recorded
quality.
on his phone. And he was like,
Yeah.
sorry, it's not great.
But he has got a great voice.
he has a good voice.
It's more like a prototype, so we could get him into professional studio.
yeah,
And-
let's not bother with
He had that kind of, he
Because,
had like a
well-
Troy McClure vibe to him.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from podcasts such as Where's My Ass? And Whose Milk Is This?
Who shit my pants?
All right, this is from Brandon. This is an actual song, all right?
Yes, I think that was what MJ's one was lacking.
Right.
Sorry, it needs a plinky plonk.
It
of
needs
some
plinky
description.
plonk.
Okay, this one is
2
too
minutes
long.
So just give it a little, we'll give it 30 seconds, all right?
All
And then
right.
we'll get some idea about it. But 1 minute
Okay.
46.
This could go on an album. I mean,
right.
this is...
This needs to be, just to be clear, these are meant to be jingles, not
Yeah.
songs. These are jingles. All right, here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
We'll just play 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, play.
Fuck the show. 3 wise men with tails to the show. Miriam, Sips, and Lewis all want to blast. Bring a laughter and stories to the podcast. Toss unite, in laughter we trust. Sharing tales from the bathplug to the Bristol dust. With every episode, a new adventure begins. In the world of Yogscast, where the fun never ends. Miriam's tales from the neighbor's spy den. Sips adventures.
This is good, actually.
This is great.
funny.
Bristol push and HS in the Triforce world, the humor's the best. That chats the games and all in between. The banter's like nothing you've ever seen. A trio of friends with stories so vast. In the realm of the Triforce, you'll have a blast. From that chats to games.
Nice. We should actually use this. It's good.
Oh, I think this is great.
Are we
Gritty.
stopping? Are we stopping it?
Yeah, we can stop.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can stop there. I got the gist.
So-
Brandon.
So just to give you some idea, I believe I'll see if I can find the email again. But essentially, I think he gave an AI a prompt,
Yes.
and then it generated this song, like
Yeah.
two things. So
no
that so that
way.
was that. This is a trance remix. This is by Robert, and we have 5 of these, by the way.
Sorry. So Brandon's one was AI.
Brandon's one was partially AI
lyrics?
generated. I think he got an AI to generate the lyrics, then he fed the lyrics into another AI that makes music from lyrics. So that's how that works.
It does feel. It did feel like that.
Yeah.
In elements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was very kind of positive. It was very Triforce positive.
It
You know what I
was.
mean?
Somebody sent me an AI generated country song for a character that I made in Project Zomboid,
Uh-huh.
which was really good too. It was funny. I don't know. They just had like these like little like interludes. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard like a group of rappers freestyling, and one guy will be flowing and freestyling, and then you'll have guys in the back going like shit and
The
like
hype man.
damn and
Yeah.
or like laughing or going like whoa and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It had that in it, but like it was a country song. So there's like this one part where it's like, I'm coughing on you, bitch. And then in the back, there was like a hype guy going like, what the fuck? It was so funny. It was really funny.
All right, this is the trance version of it. So, all right, we'll do it
Oh.
in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's got the mailbag sample in it. I'm getting my fluorescent glow sticks out.
This one's a lot louder than the others. I'll have to turn it down.
It's loud.
When is the foam gonna start spraying?
When's the drop? There it is.
Here goes.
Okay. We're in Ibiza. We're doing. We moved Triforce to Ibiza now.
I appreciate the trance. I'm not the biggest fan of trance, but I appreciate the trance.
I like
at the same
it.
time.
I like trance,
this is
and I thought that was a banger.
Robert.
Yeah. All right, we got two from Josh here, and these are.
Okay, hang on.
Well, you still listening?
Hang on.
He's got to recover.
Yeah, God. So I just have to calm down. That's okay. The problem with that is it's just a bit too high energy for this.
Lewis forgot himself and did some ecstasy, so he's got to come down.
I don't think it works when they have a really sort of high pumping energy intro, and then it's like it goes into something slow and boring. I kind of liked. I liked how it did keep that haunting. Sort of haunting, floating the mailbag.
That is haunting. You're right.
Haunting. I don't know why.
It's very Kate Bush.
I'm secretly incredibly depressed. I guess.
I don't want to imagine you dead, Flax, but I think that'd be especially haunting if that was echoing through the halls of a church at your funeral.
Yeah.
It's not an open casket. They bring the casket in, and all you hear is like, "Oh man."
They just bring giant speakers in and play that.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
All right, this is Josh's first song. All right, this is in 3, 2, 1, go.
The motherfucking mailbag. 2.5 dads in the house, taking names, chewing their gangsters, playing no games. Ask us your shit, we'll set you straight. Podcast kings, we sealing our fate. We ain't holding back, telling it like it is. Answering questions, dropping knowledge with the ring. It's the motherfucking mailbag.
I love this. Oh, we have to use this one. This has to be used.
This outro bit, we can just stop it now. Like,
I see. You can just fade out on this bit.
Fade
that
is
out. Sinister and gritty, and the lead up is so amazing. Oh man, I love it.
So get this one. This is the last one.
So hang on. So that is this another version?
This is different. So this is 2 minutes. It's too long. But just listen to this change.
The first bit of Josh is the fact that it just opens with motherfucking mailbag, and then
sets the scene. And then it's got an outro. We could fade out, and we could come in talking over the outro. It actually works as an intro. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
It's the motherfucking mailbag.
Oh, this is more like has like a boy band feel to it.
It's the motherfucking mailbag.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
It sounds like a Nickelback song now.
Yeah.
It's the motherfucking mailbag.
I'm gonna stop it. Because it's another 2 minutes of that. But so there you go.
It's funny, but the first one still for me is way better.
I do like it's the motherfucking mailbag. Like
I do like that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh God, that intro is so good. Every genre has been covered.
I know. We need a country music one as well.
Yeah, we need an orchestral one as well.
It's the motherfucking mailbag. It's the motherfucking mailbag. Like that.
That would be great, actually.
All right. Honestly, thank you guys so much for sending those in. Those are I fucking love.
They're so
I love
funny.
those so
They are
much.
always fun to listen to. Thank you.
They're really
Thanks.
good.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you know what? I don't know which one I like best. I don't know if
The second to last for me. It's the motherfucking mailbag. Yeah, I love that. I think that was so good.
I think.
All right, this is. Do we want to get into it, or do you want to talk about the intros?
No, I think.
We can move on from the intros and get into it. Let's have our first
This is
mail.
Excited by music. It's really exciting.
We're not
Let's
in
have
the
our
intro
first
anymore.
mail from the bag.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
go to mail.
So this is a 3-parter. It's short, but anyway, here we go.
Right.
Did we hear about Liz? This is Liz Hurley, friend of the podcast. Have we heard about her new film?
No.
There is a lesbian sex scene in it, which is normal enough. But the movie was directed by her son, so people are a little weirded out.
That is a bit weird.
That is a bit of an odd one.
Mom, I want you to have lesbian sex with this other actor, please.
Yeah, Mom, could you work the pussy a little more, please? Mom, please?
Oh my God.
Really get up in there, Mom. Come on.
Oh, what? When did you hear about? No, I didn't hear about this.
This is a thing.
I did actually hear about this.
A few people have messaged me on Instagram.
I heard murmurs of this.
Oh, I heard murmurs.
Well, it's because she is your dream woman.
Well, no, she's not. It was just kind of.
She's the heartthrob.
Well, we're just saying that
heartthrob of the Triforce podcast.
No,
she's holding her own at her age.
Oh, look, she's doing great.
She's doing great.
I'm just saying that the reason it became a thing was because whenever Sips and I had to think of like a joke that insert hot woman here, for some reason we were still saying Liz Hurley.
Okay,
even though she's like in her 60s or whatever.
Who is the woman that pops out of the cake in the empty room in the Steven Seagal movie Under Siege?
Remember that? Erica Eleniak.
Oh my god.
Okay, hang on a second. Right, so listen up. Strictly Confidential 2024, that's what it's called. The film has a 20% approval rating and 3.7 on IMDb.
That's bad.
Here you go. Strictly Confidential has a screenplay that sounds like it was written by AI that was taught every cheesy, straight-to-cable erotic thriller from the 90s. A clunky, convoluted, and preposterous mess with enough unintentional laughs to make it a guilty pleasure.
Oh.
Strictly Confidential is like an erotic version of Knives Out without any comedy, suspense, or Benoit Blanc. First-time director Damien Hurley delivers a disappointing erotic thriller full of predictable twists, illogical plot, and stilted scenes.
Perfect.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Hurley doesn't push the picture's sauciness, and he's most fatigued when it comes to blowing minds, but Strictly Confidential does have the novelty of a son exploiting the sex appeal of his mum for the benefit of an otherwise uninteresting whodunnit.
Nice. What a scathing review.
Scathing.
Was it worth it in the end? I think if you're gonna make a movie, an erotic movie with your mother in it, and make her do a lesbian sex scene, you want that one to go down in history as one like a classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What a brave decision.
Anything less than that is unacceptable. So for it to get such a bad review, I think is a real loss.
Yeah. I'll watch it because it sounds dreadful. I love that.
It sounds terrible, and I will definitely watch it.
It's a thing where a mother trusts her, believes in her son. A mother just loves her son. You know,
sure.
wants to
do anything she can.
Everyone thinks their child is God's gift to the planet, right?
No, only idiots.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You know, there could be a number of reasons. Just wanted to support him, or it does feel like nepotism, though, in a sense. Like, you know, who could I get famous to be in my movie?
My mum. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So these are the two conspiracy theories that John added to the email.
Right. Relating to Liz?
No. You know that earthquake in New York City the other week?
Yeah.
So some people claimed it was because of Hasidic Jews tunneling underground. Caused the earthquake.
Right. Of course it was. I can see how they came to that conclusion.
Of course. That's
the first thing I would have thought about as well.
It's like the Underminer from fucking Incredibles. But the earthquake was actually in New Jersey.
Is that because they fucking...
No, so...
Is that because they live underground?
No, so there is... It's weird because like with all of these things, there is an actual story. You can look this up. I can't remember what the name of the premises is, but essentially Hasidic Jews were tunneling underground to enlarge an area that they had underground, and that was illegal, and it became kind of a story or something. You can look up the details of that. It definitely did not cause
New York City,
yes, in New York,
where every single... It's the same in London, though, right? Where everyone's adding a basement to their house.
I think the only way that doing any kind of work like that would cause a huge earthquake would be if they accidentally... woke up an ancient evil,
demon.
Yeah, because what else is going to cause that other than like a nuke going off underground or something?
You have awakened Dormammu.
Yeah. I feel like that's the only thing that is going to probably cause an earthquake. I mean, it's unlikely, right? That just like, a little bit of tunneling. Maybe that was the giveaway in The Great Escape. 100%. Did you feel that? Did you feel that 7.7 magnitude earthquake? They are tunneling. They must be tunneling under the camp.
There must be some Hasidic Jews hiding in the camp. The best tunnelers. This is a funny final conspiracy theory here from John. Third grade teachers are being paid more than other teachers because that's the year when kids traditionally learn cursive, which is joined up writing.
Yeah.
The conspiracy
Oh,
is
I thought you said cursing.
no cursive.
God, well, I know that certain ages are real worse than other ages.
Right.
Like year 9 apparently are pretty awful.
What are they like? Year 9, they're like 14, right?
Yeah.
They're fucking
Yeah.
awkward, and
It is
their
awkward.
teeth don't look like their teeth don't look like they fit in their face, and
But they're also
pimply.
having to teach them ahead of exams and stuff, so they should be paid more. But anyway, the theory here is that they're teaching them how not to write cursive so that the government can control future generations more easily because they won't be able to read the country's founding documents. That's
that makes
the
a lot of
conspiracy.
that makes a lot of
sense. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's true. 100% true.
I
Yeah.
would argue that most of the people that can actually read it in the present day don't fucking understand it anyway. So there's not really much of it. I guess maybe there's just like some sort of extra padding on the keep people stupid or
Who
something.
knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I feel like I have to write so rarely now on something that the other day I wrote a happy birthday card on paper.
Right.
And sometimes people send me messages to the Yogscast inbox saying, "Oh, I'm getting married, or my husband's 40th, or whatever." And they're like, "Can you do anything special?" And I'm like, "Well, at least I can do is send them a card."
That's very
So
nice of you.
You write it.
but
You write it out by hand.
I write like about a couple a week. That's all. It's not very often, but I was writing this long message and I realized I looked at it after I'd written it. I was like, I'm not sure how any of these words are spelled. If I spelled them correctly. Because there were 3 words I'd written and I wasn't sure if I'd spelled them wrong, and I just was like, "Fuck it, I'm not going to look them up."
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna send it off and just hope that he doesn't think I'm an idiot.
Illiterate.
But
I had to write.
It's
I had to write something
Go
on a
on.
calendar the other day. So not even flat on a surface. It was hanging on a wall. I had to write something on the calendar. Wrote it. Didn't think anything of it. A couple of days later, I look at the calendar. I guess I was having a stroke when I wrote whatever I wrote. I couldn't even.
Dormammu emerges.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was.
It's like a load of runic
It's
symbols.
just something important is happening on that date, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what I wrote.
God, I've got this with my phone, right? So sometimes I'll make a note on my phone of something to remind me of, and when I look back, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
It just says absolute. It's just nonsense. Herbs, chives, and unusual fruit. What does that mean? Why have I written that?
It's a pomegranate, maybe like a pomegranate or a passion fruit. That's a little bit.
I don't think they're
exotic. That's a bit-
unusual.
They're pretty unusual.
I don't know.
They're not your average fruit.
But I'm thinking of ones you'd have to go to a specialist supermarket to get.
Yeah, but if you're talking your baseline fruit, it'd be for me. It'd be like apples,
of course.
bananas,
Right up there.
oranges,
Yep.
pears.
Uh-huh.
Lemons. I think what grapes maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
let's put
lemons, but lemons, I would put a category up because it's more for cooking.
more of an
you know,
ingredient.
It's more of an
Yeah.
ingredient. You're not
You
just
ain't
gonna
eating a lemon.
no. And then I would probably put kiwi fruit up there too because it's just I'm not buying those.
Yeah.
I would not buy that.
Okay.
My phone is full of nonsense. One of them just says train conductor outfit. Like,
Right.
what does that mean? Like,
Just
did I
budgeting,
one
yeah.
time think I wanted one or should dress up as one for something?
Who knows?
That's from 3 weeks ago. I have no idea why I wrote that.
All right, let's talk of food. This one's titled 30 Days with No Food. This is from
Oh my
Jesse.
god.
A couple of years back, I fasted for 30 days straight. And this is, all they took was vitamins and electrolytes and drank water. No food, no calories.
Oh my lord.
So these are the bullet points of what it was like. Food became all I could think about. No surprise. I watched YouTube cooking tutorials, bought cooking appliances, even cooked meals for my housemates just to be near food. On top of that, my sense of smell became heightened. Imagine how good a home-cooked dinner smells and magnify that by 300%. Started at 205 pounds. By day 30, I was at 167 pounds. That's over a pound per day of lost body mass.
Wow.
I had a body scan done before and after, and of the 38 pounds I lost, about 22 pounds was fat and 16 pounds was muscle. I only had to shit 3 times in the whole month.
Holy
The
shit.
first was on day 1, and then once every 1.5 weeks, and it was just like a tarry substance, apparently. I work in an office job, had to continue working and living a normal life. But one time they did have to run for a train that they were late for, and they almost passed out after running 100 meters. No food has ever tasted as good as the first taste after 30 days.
Well, okay, I'm interested to know what is the first thing you ate after 30?
Right.
You woke up on the day 30 and you're like, I'm done. I'm going to eat.
I'm going to eat. So here's what they ate. So bearing in mind, if you haven't eaten in a long time, it's quite
you have to.
dangerous
You got to take
Let's
it
guess.
easy.
What do you think?
I'm gonna guess a Kit Kat.
I'm gonna say like maybe a slice of bread.
Okay, you're closer.
A plain slice of bread.
They
Well,
had-
why you're gonna absolutely go into overdrive? You haven't even taken a solid shit in a month.
Exactly. So they had
What
some.
are you gonna do? Eat like a chicken dinner? You'd be fucking puking everywhere and shitting everywhere.
They had some bone broth soup with some garlic bread. The garlic bread was not a great decision, but the taste was worth it apparently.
All right.
They saved,
nice salty soup.
Saved $250 by not ordering any food or drinking, and about $5 on bog roll. That's how much they saved.
I would.
So there you go.
I think I would ease in with a bit of fruit. Actually, like just a little fruit salad. You know what I'd have in there? Like a couple of strawberries, maybe like a few blueberries.
Yeah.
A couple of raspberries, just to give it a little bit of pip or whatever.
Sure.
And then like just some sliced up banana. Oh man. That's what I would open with.
Salad.
I would open with that.
Love a fruit salad.
Just to add to this, it's probably very dangerous to do this. So don't, if you're thinking of doing a 30-day fast, be careful.
Yeah.
And just water it. It was no like you couldn't have tea or anything. It was
right,
just...
but they had electrolytes and vitamins.
Some people struggle to fast for like days, let alone weeks.
So I know that if you're going to do this, and like Lewis said, we do not recommend this.
No, do not ever do this. I would say not only do we not recommend it, we forbid you from trying it.
I know that, but if you are going to attempt something like this, and again, we're urging you not to, you should absolutely see your doctor first. And say, I'm thinking of doing this. They will tell you you should not do this, but they can at least give you a health check and say, if you do it, you'll probably be healthy enough to get through it. But if you are suffering from any other conditions or whatever, don't starve yourself. We're meant to eat every day.
Life is precious and it's already short enough. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Yeah.
I would have thought, okay, if he was fasting for 30 days, he would constantly be thinking of something.
I'd be thinking about
something
pizza
which he'd be like
constantly. And
but you know how if you're in prison
on day 30, I would wake up and make a pizza immediately. I wouldn't even care.
Like a 6 a.m.
I would order
your
one.
wife would come down and
would
you'll
just
be like
order
staring
one.
at the oven.
I'd just order Pizza Hut or something. Like, sir, you do realize it's 8 a.m.? I don't fucking care.
Oh my God, it'll be like, that's what the calendar is. Okay, so the calendar has got like the day of your fast again, but you were so out of it that you didn't know what you'd written. Okay. And then you woke up and you were staring into the oven, mumbling. And your wife thought you were like summoning Dormammu. But no, it was the early morning pizza. That's
my
all.
Lord.
Oh, that makes that is like that's probably a better plot than Damien Hurley's movie.
Yeah, maybe that could be his next movie if he's listening. Damien?
Yeah.
Damien, if you're listening, I'm sure you are. Yeah,
sure, he's a huge fan. I think what attracted him to the podcast is the new jingle we're going to be using.
Oh,
the
hell yeah.
motherfucking mailbag one.
The motherfucking mailbag! Yeah.
The motherfucking mailbag!
All right, this is crazy baby names from New Zealand.
Right.
All right, this is quite funny.
By the way, we got an email, a lot of emails that we were perpetuating the urban myth of Ladasha again.
Oh,
it's a common.
All right, whatever. Who cares? We're moving on. This is crazy baby names from New Zealand. All right,
these might not be real.
I've looked it up. This is an article in the Guardian listing these names.
These are
okay. I just want to put this disclaimer
real.
out there. Everything we've said ever might not be real because we are humans and we fall
you're
for.
Fucking coming here for
shit.
Facts. You're in the wrong place. For real.
Okay.
This is.
But God bless you all the same.
Yeah, sure. This is rejected baby names in New Zealand. Okay,
rejected baby names.
So the Department of Births, Deaths, and Marriages was like, no, you can't do this. This is ridiculous. And you can read about the most famous one is Tallulah does the hula in Hawaii. All right,
Tallulah does the hula in Hawaii.
Yeah. A 9-year-old girl whose parents named her, Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. Was put into court guardianship in New Zealand so her name could be changed. This kid was mortified about her name. She went by the name Kay just to avoid being mocked and teased. And the judge was like, this is the judgment. The court is profoundly concerned about the very poor judgment that this child's parents have shown in choosing this name. It makes a fool of the child and sets her up with a social disability and handicap unnecessarily. Hey man, like what the fuck are you thinking?
I agree. Actually, that's so stupid. It's a bit cruel as well. Knowing
It is cruel. It is cruel. I don't care if you were stoned when you came up with this. It's fucking ridiculous.
If you partake in a society, then you have to sometimes adhere to some of the rules and norms of society as well, and you have to consider that your kid is you're getting your kid ready to partake in that society as well,
right.
And knowing full well that if you give your kid a stupid fucking name, you're setting them up for basically a lifetime of torment.
Exactly.
From the get-go.
Seriously, it's the dumbest thing. It's incredibly selfish. And if the kid doesn't like the name you've given them, a normal name, they can change it at their behest later.
Or how about just give them a reasonable name? It's not that fucking hard. We've been doing it forever.
How about
what is the problem here?
Fish and chips? That's one.
That's a bad one. Listen up.
Lucifer.
I think that it's not so bad. Look, people have always had stupid names. Like any English toffee-nosed person is, Boris, Percival, Ermintrude,
that's different.
Bottle of wine
That's
the
different.
third, right?
That's different.
It's ridiculous.
No, but those names are meant to signify to other posh people, I am one of you. That's the point. That's why the pronunciations are ones that us non-rich people will fuck up.
At least those are actual names, though. I'm not gonna have a kid and name him Going Loco down in Acapulco. That doesn't make any sense to do that. It's so stupid.
Okay. And secondly, a lot of times people do name their children, and I find this quite annoying, some elaborate version of their name. They're like their name is Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii,
right.
but we call her Lulu, right, or whatever. And it's like they deliberately pick a name that they're not going to use. That frustrates me. It's like, well, we're going to call our kid this from the age of a baby, and yet that's not their real name.
Right.
Their real name is some
other name.
Ludicrous alternative
how about
long
number
version.
16 bus shelter?
Okay,
that's one.
You know what?
That's bad.
Okay, if you're 30 years old and you think that that's funny to go and do a deed poll and rename yourself to that, more power to you. That's fine.
Right.
Don't name a fucking baby something stupid like that they're
I think
stuck
the thing
with.
is, like, you don't know if your child will. Well, you probably should do. There'll be a time when that child will maybe likes it, maybe embraces it, maybe actually, can get on the joke with you, right? But that's not necessarily going to be in their first 20 years of life.
Right.
And so as a result,
it's awful.
It can really upset, you can really upset kids with these types of things, right?
Of course.
And especially mess up their social situations.
I wouldn't even name a cat that. I don't even like cats.
All right, well, let's change the subject. This has angered us greatly. All right, this is from...
So hang on, there's loads of other names like this,
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, we could do this all day. There's a million of these. Benson and Hedges. Somebody named their kids, their twins, Benson and Hedges. That's a brand of cigarettes.
That is fucking...
Yeah.
That has got to be one of the chaviest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is so chavvy.
There's someone called Batman bin Superman.
Yeah.
Who ironically went on to commit some crimes and got jailed.
I wonder why.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, God, there's some great names. Kobe, Buffalo
Midnight
Meat,
Chardonnay, that's one.
Andy Brandy Casagrande the Fourth.
Yeah, Detroit. Stallion.
Sultan McDoom 2020.
Twisty Poi. Keenan Got Lucy. Sex Fruit.
Well, that's not allowed.
God.
And one kid was just called Violence. That's so bad. All right.
Violence.
All right. This one's titled "Dad Nearly Murdered Family."
Jeez.
All right. I'm just emailing this from when I was 8. We were on a family camping trip in the beautiful south coast of Australia. My dad endangered all our lives when he forgot to bring a pump for our blow-up mattresses. He tried blowing the first one up with his mouth, but after a while decided it was too much effort. So he started the car and attached the whole of the mattress to the car exhaust and inflated the mattresses pretty quickly. In the middle of the night, my dad woke up with a really bad headache.
Yeah.
Realized that their mattress had deflated during the night due to a hole. He woke us all up and got out of the tent feeling groggy and disoriented. My dad got a good yelling at in the campground from my mum in the middle of the night, with me and my sister standing confused in our pajamas. He only recently told us kids what he'd done and says he's very happy no one died and he was very stupid for what he did, I don't know if there's enough carbon monoxide in a double mattress to kill a family, but apparently not. Very, very close call. That is so fucking dangerous because you're in the tent.
Oh my god!
I mean,
he's lucky that nobody died.
Really lucky. I know that. I'm sure I spoke about this actually in a previous episode. I read a story about this guy. Him and his wife went camping, and they had one of those little portable barbecues.
Yeah.
And at night, in order to warm up the tent, they dragged the used tray of barbecue coals inside the tent and went to sleep. And she died, and he woke up similarly, incredible headache, stumbled outside. The barbecue continues to release carbon monoxide even when it's cold.
Of course it does.
As it's going down, it's just releasing it, and you're in an enclosed space. Be very careful.
Holy shit.
They are no joke. So yeah, really, really, really bad.
Fucking
So yeah, your
hell.
dad got very lucky. Very lucky. Fucking hell.
Oh, God. Wow. Yeah, that's
a close one.
Frightening. I guess it doesn't. It's not one of those obvious. I guess we are surrounded by these things all the time. Like this reminds me of those those electrical cords, extension cords that they have in America that are the two prongs on either side.
Man, how the hell do you explain that though? Like you get home from your camping trip and your wife has died, and then you have to contact her family and say, "Oh, sorry, Susan's dead." What? What happened? Well, you're never going to believe this.
Yeah, you won't believe it. Kind of made a boo-boo.
Shit.
Yeah.
God, I would love. Well, in some ways, I would hate to be, but I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation because
Oh, God.
I think that one would be painfully awkward. Jesus, that would just be the worst, man.
When they play the mailbag song at their
Yeah,
funeral.
it's a motherfucking mailbag.
The mailbag.
No, the
not the sad
haunting
one.
not the.
It's the motherfucking mailbag.
Yeah, no, the sad one.
It was what they wanted.
I've got
That's
the
what they
sad
wanted.
music for her funeral. If
They
it
got
makes
that's
you
the
feel
wrong
better.
one. It's the wrong one. Sweaters, candles, the dreaded bathrobe. Unfortunately, Mother's Day gifts can be a little predictable and boring. That's why I would recommend you check out an Aura frame. It is the perfect gift to mix things up this year. It's the best digital photo frame recommended by Wirecutter. Aura frames are guaranteed to bring joy to mums of all ages. They're connected to Wi-Fi, so I can upload pictures and send them directly to their frame, and they come with unlimited storage, so you can share as many photos as you want from your phone. Not only will she be grateful it's not another sweater, she'll also love that an Aura frame means she gets to see more of you. Right now, Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. Listeners can save on their perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $30 off plus free shipping on their best-selling frame. That's auraframes.com. You can use code TRIFORCE at the checkout to save. Thank you very much. Terms and conditions apply. On with the show.
This is from Kelly from Ohio. These are names. I used to work in a call center maintaining life insurance policies.
Right.
And I kept a list of the funniest names I encountered. It's quite a long list, so we'll just go through some of these, okay? Pam Fucks.
Jesus.
Furla Grace Florvilus.
Nice.
Robert J. Bobber Jr. Annalyn Dilemma.
Stop it. Stop going so fast.
What?
I don't
This is
have
gonna
time to
take
laugh at each
an
one.
hour. This is going to take an hour if I just read them and then pause and we
I
discuss
barely
each
got
one.
time to process the last one when you're already on the next one.
All right.
What was that last one? Annalyn Dilemma?
Yeah.
What?
And pause. Shall I continue?
Hang on, I need a
Yes.
minute. 1 second.
Fucking hell.
Pete Panana.
Eat.
Pete Panana. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Mary Cush.
Pete Panana.
Banana.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Patricia Super Sad.
Super sad.
That's not a last name.
Brian Pinkstaff.
Oh.
Classic.
Super sad is not a last name.
Bobby Abercrombie.
You're just reading them weird now. Bobby Abercrombie
Yeah.
is a fine name.
No, it's not. It's ridiculous.
It's silly.
Donald W. Fugger.
That's a classic. The W.
Oh.
Terry Berry.
Oh.
Oh, Terry Berry. He's like a mascot.
And on the same theme, Lucille O'Neill.
Could we imagine that Mary Berry's husband is called Terry Berry.
This guy's name was Eric, but spelled Air-Rick.
Eric.
Wow.
Like Air Jordans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's
Bob
I
Daddy.
kind of like that.
Bob Daddy. That's a good one.
Bob Daddy.
Bob Daddy.
Pete
Bob
Panana.
Daddy.
Bob Daddy.
Pete Panana is the best one for me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Pete Panana. Oh.
I would like to page that guy in a department
Pete
store.
Panana.
I would be dead.
I saw him by the bananas.
I'd be dead. You would see me die in public. Oh fuck.
All right, this is from Pete. When I was a kid, my dad, not Pete Panana.
Okay.
When I was a kid, my dad opened his own museum in the garden of our house. This is such a dad thing to do.
That is a dead.
To show off his collection of post boxes.
Oh, God. Is he
Fuck's
British?
sake.
That sounds like a very British thing to do as
I think
well.
he is. After a few years, we officially became the Colne Valley Postal History Museum and even got one of those little M symbols on the map. The museum would be open to visitors and tours and to the public for National Heritage Open Days for free, and this year marks the 20th anniversary of opening. If you could open your own museum, what dull and or mundane thing would be the focus? See example, post boxes. So, what would our museums be on?
Oh wow. I'm just looking at the Colne Valley Postal History Museum. Looks great.
And let's have a look.
Actually. It's kind of cute. It's like an old it's basically a shed.
Mm-hmm.
But there are two sheds now. It's actually expanded. There's a shed and a shed 2. And shed 2 contains 35 different post boxes.
There's
and
the
a model
dad.
railway.
There's the dad, fellow Boldman. Good on you, son.
Oh, I honestly, I think this is a very cute, cool.
It's very,
little
very
British
British.
thing.
Very British.
Yeah, it does sound very British.
Because in America,
Yeah.
it would be world's largest post box.
No.
Come see the world's largest
It
post
would be
box.
Yeah. That, but it would be more like here's my vast collection of empty Aunt Jemima syrup bottles or something like that. It'd be something really stupid. But but it would be huge as well. Like,
Huge.
Yeah. I mean, in Britain, there's just no
no.
room, right? So the best you can do is have a garden shed with a couple of post boxes in it.
One of the links on the website. So this is CV Colne Valley Post History Museum.org.uk, right? But one of the links to .org rather than .org.uk, which is a French website about the health benefits and risks of moderate champagne consumption.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It's got a whole load of, it's like a health, it's weird.
That is weird.
So yeah, I accidentally found myself on that website because one of their links didn't work. And I was like, this is weird. It's suddenly French.
All right,
God,
well,
wow, postbox
yeah.
collecting. I love this.
Yeah,
This is so quaint,
really nice.
so British.
Where's Colne Valley
Everyone
anyway?
knows it's in East Anglia somewhere.
Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of which, had an email very quick. Lewis, is it true that you support Ipswich Town Football Club?
It is true.
There you
yeah.
go. It is true.
Are
It's
you a
true.
staunch supporter?
Who's the current manager?
Oh, that would of course be Pete
Tap, tap,
Panana.
tap, 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 tap. Yeah. This is.
Oh, I don't know.
This is a different one. This is from Charlie. This is a question. This is Charlie has attempted to rank their order of how good we are at parallel parking. All right. So he
Right.
claims that I would be the best parallel parker, but would have to make at least one correction before it's perfect. Sips is the second best. He does it on the first attempt every time, but it's never perfect. He just waves his arm and says, "Good enough."
Yes, absolutely.
And Lewis,
This is very
Lewis
true.
cannot parallel park.
No, I would hit something. Yeah.
Thank you, Charlie.
Even if you had the sensors in the car, the boop, 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 I find those quite useful.
Crank.
Or the little
Yeah.
camera
I've
as well.
never driven a car with that.
Oh,
in.
right.
Really?
Have you ever
Never,
driven a car
no.
that's got the little rear camera for reversing and it's got the lines it shows you?
It's quite
The
handy.
No,
blue lines and
never
the red
driven one of
line?
them
Oh,
either.
man, it's so good.
Well, it's just I've not driven for 6 years now, and that was when I was on holiday.
Yeah,
So
well, I
it
mean,
must
you're
be-
talking, so you haven't driven since 2018, and cars have had the boop, 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 boop thing in since about 2001. So,
Right, but
Yeah, but my
it's an
car
older
didn't have
car that
that.
he's driving, or it
Oh.
doesn't have it. Like ours doesn't have the beep 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 beep, beep, but it has the camera.
right.
Mrs. F used to be very nervous about parking, and because of that little camera and the thing, she's just got more confidence, and now she can do it. It's just practice. It's always just practice. That's all these things are.
I've been thinking about having like a practice lesson and getting driving again.
Yeah.
I might
It's
like
fun.
to.
I do enjoy driving.
I'm just it's good. I'm just obviously still legally allowed to drive. I just don't necessarily think I should be.
I know. It's one of those things where you think, I don't really know what I'm doing. Is this okay? Is this okay?
Yeah. It's like if I was, I have got a master's degree in chemistry, but I don't think I'd really be very good if I was doing it. Do you know what I mean? This, Anyway, Ipswich Town, yeah, big fan. Old
Loves them.
The Blues.
He's a big fan.
The Tractor Boys. Let's move on.
This is a question for Sipsy Boy.
Right.
You're ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Apparently you were having a blast watching the Australian Married at First Sight.
Yes.
I was sad he didn't get a chance to elaborate on his thoughts. I'd love to hear who his favourite couple is and his thoughts on Jack the Muzzler.
Oh my God!
Is that because that's who has written in? Is it Jack the Muzzler?
No, Jack. Peter. So Jack is a contestant in the most recent series of the Australian Married at First Sight. Jack is the guy. He turns up to every dinner party cloaked in controversy. Okay, every dinner party descends into people questioning him and yelling at him for being just the most insanely out of touch person I think I've ever seen ever on TV. Anyway, this one woman is really going for him at one point, questioning him and bringing up some stuff that he'd said or whatever. And Jack turns to her husband and says, "Can you muzzle your woman?"
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And the worst thing is that Jack's wife just stands by and sort of like says,
well, she's been muzzled, mate. That's why.
Yeah. She's just like no matter what he does or says, and he's smirking about it all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. She just stands by him. She's just like, oh, he's actually really nice and all this stuff. It's
fucking
crazy.
guy sounds like every footballer, typical laddie lad. Do you know what I mean? Like
this guy has been one of the worst characters on the show ever. Which I know they do it for ratings, but any sensible person would see this guy coming from a mile away.
But you see these guys around, like these people exist, and they're almost lauded by the laddie groups and Loaded magazine and whatever.
Another hilarious situation he found himself in was they do this thing called the couples retreat. So they send all of the couples that are still in the show. This is kind of like maybe the midway or like 3/4 of the way through. They send them all to this really nice big, like it's almost like it's like a big hotel, but they get the whole thing to themselves. It's like a country like manor sort of thing. It's got a pool, and it's just basically to get them out of their apartments into a different accommodation, different setting and stuff. And then they just ply them with alcohol and they fight the whole time. Like a whole weekend of this. So
I just think of the I Think You Should Leave sketch where he's just on this dating show to use the zip line that goes into the pool.
Yes.
That's so good.
Right. So
that everything about that sketch is so perfect.
So Jack, one day everybody's just hanging out by the pool or whatever, and Jack is like, he's this big like gym rat, he works out, he's a personal trainer, he's ripped or whatever. And so he rocks up to the pool and he says, "Oh, looks like all the whales are here today." And there's two guys. There's one guy, older guy, who is like, he's got a dad bod. And then there's a younger guy who has had weight issues and is really self-conscious about it, like won't take his t-shirt off to go swimming or anything. Like really just, he feels it a lot more. And he hears him say this comment. And so everybody's like defending him, saying like, "What are you saying? Like, who says that? Who turns up to a pool and says that? That is so insensitive, blah, blah, blah." Everybody's having a go at him. And so he decides, "Oh, you know what? Maybe it was wrong for me to say that." And so the whole thing is like, I haven't been able to sleep. I feel so bad for what I said and stuff. He doesn't ever actually apologize, okay? He talks about how it has really negatively affected him. And so to reach out as an apology to this guy, right? he gets him a voucher to get weight loss supplements at a store nearby. Okay, and gives him a gold cross, and engraved in the gold cross it says, "You're enough." He never says sorry. He just gives. He says, "Here you go. This is for you." And the guy's like, "Wow, thanks. This is so thoughtful." It's like, oh my God,
so
it's
funny.
insane. It is insane. Like, I think so. I think a bunch of it has to be scripted, because I don't understand how somebody can function in real life being that insane. Like he's just actually insane. But
we all know people who, when you meet their partner is really lovely.
Yeah.
And then maybe you meet their, boyfriend or girlfriend, and you think, fucking hell, why are you with this
hitting
person?
very close to home for me. Oh man, it is. I know people are like, because I was saying I couldn't get through the Last of Us, and people are like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot. You just watch stupid reality shows and stuff." It's like, okay, the thing is though, yeah, I watch crappy reality shows, but it's more of a like an experience. It's an event, like I'm watching it with my wife, and it's like we're on Gogglebox or something, we're making fun of these people, we're having a laugh. It's funny. A show that takes itself super seriously, like The Last of Us, you can't do that to. Or, it's not as fun to do it to. You know what I mean?
It's not as fun, yeah.
It takes itself very seriously, and parts of it are really good, and then some of it just wasn't that great, in my opinion. But it's just an opinion. Like you don't have to question everything about me just because I like to laugh at reality TV every once in a while.
Don't take it to heart, son.
Or maybe
you are
more than
enough,
most.
all right? You are enough.
Thanks, I'm gonna use my weight loss supplements immediately. Oh man,
this is an interesting one, and this hadn't occurred to me before. So thank you for sending this in, Matt. And I've looked it up, and this is quite interesting. I found it interesting. I came back to my family's home during the Easter holidays, during which time I went to see Dune 2. Great movie, by the way. However, when I came back to my university city of Liverpool a couple of days later, I decided to rewatch Dune 2 as I'd enjoyed it so much. I found the pre-movie trailers to be different in each cinema. Note that the cinema I watched both movies in were from the same company, and my hometown is considered southern. So he's from south, he's going back up north for university, sees a movie.
Yeah.
The trailers for the identical movies were completely different. For example, the trailers from the cinema in Liverpool had higher energy, more explosions, fast cuts, flashing lights, splash text, quippy lines.
Yeah.
Whereas the trailers from his hometown were more slower paced and sort of arty, and had a greater emphasis on plot. So the features were prominent in the trailers for the new Mad Max movie, Borderlands, Fallout, Fall Guy, and the 1984 audiobook. The trailers from the Liverpool cinema were more dumbed down, especially the audiobook. I'm not sure if I'm looking too deep into things, but I think that the same company, like same movie, different cinemas, different cities, has different trailers. Perhaps the trailers were on rotation, decided by a company, etc. So I looked into this.
Yeah, there's got to be some science behind it. They're looking at population, like they're looking at the type of people that live in these cities predominantly, the type of people that are going to see movies in these cities. They're trying to appeal to them. I mean, they're just trying to get people into cinemas, and they're appealing to the demographics that are available to them.
So
they're going to have reams of data.
Right, but it's like, our cinema's classist? Because essentially what the cinema is saying is, oh, you're from Liverpool, then you'll enjoy this dumbed down action movie or stupid comedy because you're working class.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from a nice town in the south? Well, then here, listen to this 1984 audiobook and enjoy these arty movies. So the coming attractions, as some people call them, or the trailers, if it's a big franchise movie, it'll come with strings attached. So they'll be like, probably from the same studio. If you want to show a movie, these are the trailers we want you to run with it.
Yeah.
These two. But then the cinema chooses which trailers they want to run. Now, I suppose part of it might be that a smaller, more arty cinema is going to show trailers for films that they're going to be showing in that cinema.
Yeah.
And they might not be showing the new Adam Sandler blockbuster comedy Jack and Jill 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're not going to run that trailer. They're going to run a trailer for some art house movie fucking Wim Wenders directed or whatever. So I do think it's pretty sensible for businesses to run trailers for movies that they're going to show. And I guess these big cinemas, these in places where they tend to show more blockbustery stuff, are going to run those trailers. So I thought it was interesting. I always just figured that it was just like, I don't know, it hadn't occurred to me who chooses the trailers.
Yeah. But
I guess it's a combination of the two.
They probably get a sense. The cinema, on location, will have some sort of sense for what does well in their cinema as well. They might
Indeed.
say, "Oh yeah, look, it's the new Fast and Furious movie. The last one that came out, we thought that it would be sellout theaters every single night, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But Damien Hurley's new erotic thriller came out, and that shit was packed to the gills. So we're looking at it from the outside in and making a subject. But like these people, they do this every day, so they know, they get a sense for what works and where.
Do they?
So I think they do. They must do. Yeah. Like if you're doing that all the time.
Do they though? Because there's no feedback. It's not like they're immediately booking that.
No, but you can just look at ticket sales for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the feedback. I mean, for example, there's a cinema near me in Feltham. It's the biggest cinema sort of here that's close to us. And that part of Feltham has a very large population of Indian people. So when you go to see a movie, some of the trailers that you're seeing will be for Indian movies, like Bollywood movies and stuff, that they're showing at that cinema. So that's clearly the cinema saying, run the trailers for...
We know that this demographic visits our theater,
of course,
and we want to capitalize on that.
I
think it makes sense.
It completely makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas when we saw me and Lewis saw June 2 at Every Man in Bristol, and I'd say the trailers were pretty standard. There was like maybe one or two movies that were kind of not ones you'd see in a multiplex. By the way, the trailer for the new Zendaya movie where she's like a tennis player, holy fucking shit, that looks bad. If you haven't seen the trailer, can't remember what it was called.
Zendaya, the one in Dune. She's in Dune.
Yeah.
The trailer is Zendaya's a professional tennis player, and there's these two hot guys, and she sort of can't pick between them, so she just has both.
Yeah, and then like classic love triangle. But then somehow they become tennis players.
And where was this trailer shown?
In the Everyman in Clifton. Very nice cinema in a very nice part of Bristol.
Right.
And everyone was just, I'm sure everyone was as horrified as I was. I was like, this is abysmal. Also, there was one funny moment where June 2 is not a comedy, but Lewis was laughing at this one bit in the movie where Stilgar, who's like the leader of the Fremen before Paul turns up, Paul does something, and everyone's like, well, that's not what the prophet would do. He would say he was the prophet. And then Stilgar's like, no, the real prophet would say he wasn't the prophet. That's how we know he's the prophet. Lewis was laughing because it was like straight out of Life of Brian. Essentially, it was exactly.
It was
exactly Brian.
It was a really funny moment. I'd missed it the first time I saw the movie. But the second time around, seeing it, it was almost shot for shot, that Life of Brian.
It was funny, exactly that.
Fuck off! How should we fuck off, oh Lord? Like that. It was really funny.
That's a great movie, by the way.
That
Life
of
Brian
movie.
is a really good one.
That's really stood up well.
Yeah.
This is from Zach, an odd story from history that he thought we might find interesting. In 1990, an unemployed French nuclear physicist named André Gade attempted a one-man invasion of Sark, armed with a semi-automatic weapon. He arrived at night, putting up 2 posters declaring his intention to take over the island the following day at noon. After waking, he began a foot patrol in front of the island's manor in battle dress, weapon in hand. Then, while sat on a bench waiting for noon to arrive, the island's volunteer constable approached the Frenchman and complimented him on the quality of his weapon. Gade changed the gun's magazine to illustrate how it worked, allowing the constable to tackle and arrest him. He was given a 7-day sentence, which he served in Guernsey. Andre attempted a second invasion the following year, but was recognized in Guernsey, arrested, and deported back to France.
Fucking hell.
I just love the idea of this lad waking up and choosing to invade Sark.
I love that he tried again as well. He's like, I'm not going to fall for that one. The old empty the magazine. God, that
what does your gun look like without a magazine?
Smart, eh? Holy shit. That's quick
also
thinking.
Brave. Yeah. Brave. The people of Sark, not to be trifled with.
That is interesting. That is very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Listen, we're about to wrap up, but also I just want to say, not related to any mailbag stuff, but I did enjoy yesterday the first episode of the new Fallout series. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
Apparently, the whole thing's out. You can just watch the whole thing.
Yeah. There's 8 episodes. It's just out. But it felt
good.
Yeah, it felt.
I've been hearing that it's good.
Yeah, it felt like it felt like the games. Like it's goofy enough. It's it's got a bit of everything. It's got
I'll give it a look.
It's got the same soundtrack. It's got all the old songs. So there's just
I love that. That's the vibe. The vibe is what
they're wandering around in the ruins of L.A. or wherever they are, and it's all the old.
It's hard to toe the line between comedy and serious, and I think it's very easy to fall one side or other and just
it's
be
got
silly.
all it's got all the visual the visual stuff, like the little they've got the Pip Boys and the little cartoon, the Vault Boy, and all the posters, the encouraging posters and stuff, and the story seems to hold up for now as well, and it's got a bit of everything, but it's very very true to the games, I feel like. So far, I've watched one episode, but it's impressive as well. Visually, very striking. It's nice.
Excited.
Well, I was watching the Shogun series.
That's apparently really good too.
It's decent. Yeah, it's decent. The main actor is not.
I
great.
read the book, the James Clavell book, 10 years ago, and I really enjoyed it.
So the guy who plays Blackthorne or whatever, John Blackthorne, whatever his name is, he's okay. And there's another guy in it who I recognized. And I'd say the guy who's playing John Blackthorne or whatever the guy's name is, he's kind of like a budget Tom Hardy. And I thought it was Tom Hardy for a second, and I was like, that's not Tom Hardy, is it? And looked it up. He's okay, but he's kind of like a shit Tom Hardy. There's another character he meets that I thought was Jeffrey Rush, and it's not Jeffrey Rush. It's like a budget Jeffrey Rush. And I was like, is that Jeffrey Rush? I was like, that's not Jeffrey Rush. So it's weird because the acting is good, but at times you think this isn't great for what is clearly quite a big budget TV show. I just think they could have maybe got some better actors in, but it's decent. I'm enjoying it.
There's a decent part in Fallout where is it Michael Rappaport?
Michael Rappaport
is in it. He's a knight in the Brotherhood of Steel, so he's got the power armor on and stuff. And you don't know it's him until they take the mask off or whatever. But it's very funny. It's very Fallout. It's just goofy, but it's nice that there's that the goofiness of the games. It's you're not gonna have people melting through the earth like the Bethesda bugs sort of thing, but some of the situations in the dialogue are goofy enough where you're just it feels like feels like a Fallout game in some ways.
Great.
Yeah, it's good.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Well, that's that.
Oh, man. Hype.
Well, there you go.
Hype. Well, thank you very much. That was our podcast.
Yes, thank you for all your emails.
Thanks for all the
mails
really and for the jingles as well. They were really good.
Emails, really good
Yeah,
stuff.
nice stuff.
Thank
Thanks so much.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
No. I need one caveat.
Is there an outro song?
No, there's no outro song. I just want to say, you don't have to email in about stuff that has been on previous episodes. If you have a new thing, chance your arm, email in, it might make it, and then start a whole new thread. So please keep the new stuff coming as well as referencing older things. If you've got an interesting story or you think you found something interesting, send it in and maybe we'll read it out. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great stuff.
The motherfucking
mailbag.
mailbag. See you later. Bye.
Motherfucking mailbag.